I feel like I am caught in this cycle of putting 100% of my time and energy into a project, from pre-production to production to post-production, et cetera, et cetera. And then I finally get to the end of this thing and I go to put it out to the world. It's out. And I sit down for like 5 minutes and I'm like, oh crap. Like, I gotta start the next one. This video is sponsored by MusicBed. It can be daunting as hell if you let it be. I used to look at it as like, okay, here I am. I'm starting at zero once again. And if you think that way, it'll be much harder for you to just even sit down and start. But the more I've done this, the more I've come to understand that every time I sit down to start a new project, it's not the beginning of me trying to reinvent the wheel. Like, there's so much good inspiration already out there in the world waiting to just spark that idea that I know is already planted deep somewhere inside that beautiful brain of yours. And you just have to know how to find it. So I'm headed to Kenya next week to film a short documentary about a Nike marathon runner named Mary Ngogi, who started a program for young Kenyan women runners. And I'm gonna post like the making of that documentary, hopefully the next video you see. So I figured I'd show you how I went about getting ideas and inspo for starting the creative for this specific project, and hopefully somewhere within this video, there's a nugget or two for you to take away. So the first thing I pretty much do every time I'm sitting down to start a new project and to spark inspiration for myself is I go to my bookmarks in my web browser. And for, I would say, the past 6 years, every time I come across a director or a filmmaker's work that greatly inspires me, I bookmark their website or I bookmark their Vimeo page. And the reason I start here is because there's a reason I bookmark these people's pages. There's something about them or their work that has greatly inspired me and made me feel like I suck at what I do. And I mean that in like the healthiest way possible. Like, there's someone who lights a fire under my butt to make me want to make better projects. So for this Kenyan example, I'm going through my bookmarks, and one of my more recently saved bookmarks is this director named Lee Palace, who I know nothing about. I just know their work is insane. So I scroll through the work, and obviously I'm making a documentary about a runner, and this shot right here of a runner caught my eye, clicked on it, and it's just really the slow motion shot of a runner with a really nice lighting composition, and like the music was like really interesting and works really well for this sort of shot. So I'll play this. I also just like love a good 4:3 framing. I think it can be overdone from time to time. I think I'm shooting in a 5:3 right now, but this is a 4:3, and it just looks so beautiful. And it kind of like not only inspired a shot idea, but it's inspiring like maybe aspect ratio ideas for this documentary. Maybe I don't want to go 4:3, but maybe I like the taller aspect ratio. I think it shows like a more human side of things, if that makes sense. Not only did this visually inspire me, but also the music. I really loved the key that the piano was in, and it's a song that was like, ooh, maybe during a section of the documentary that's a little more emotional, I can use a song that's similar to this. So I Shazammed the song. I found out it was by an artist named Young Lean. It was called Agony. Then I went to MusicBed, and with their new AI-powered search by song feature that they have here, which is so sick and so helpful. Thank God they finally have this implemented. I typed in Young Lean and scrolled down a little, and boom, the song is right there. And here's a bunch of similar songs to the category that I can use with my MusicBed account. So within 5 minutes of starting this project, I have visual inspiration and I have music inspiration that I can start adding to playlist here that I have within MusicBed. To be honest with you, in 2024, I've been feeling a lot more inspired than I have been in a really long time, and I'm coming up with some of the best ideas I've ever had. And I think a large part of that is due to the fact that I switched back to MusicBed. To me, music is everything in establishing the tone of your film. It's the essential piece that brings your entire project together. MusicBed not only has the largest collection of curated music, but there's also just something so real about the music. Like, I'm never digging just to find one song that fits. I'm finding playlists of music that fit my project, inspire scenes, and it's music that I just genuinely love listening to. Right now, for a limited time, MusicBed is offering a free 14-day trial where you can use their music and see the difference for yourself. I find myself being more inspired when I use MusicBed music, and I just want that for you. So if you want to try out MusicBed, sign up with my link in the description below. So once I go through my bookmarks, I'm finding good stuff. I then go to my next favorite spot, which is Vimeo. So I'll go to Vimeo, I'll scroll down to the staff pick areas, which is typically really good stuff. I trust the staff picks. And because this is sort of a documentary branded content situation that I'll be filming out in Kenya, I'll go down the categories, select branded content. Then you can go subcategories, I'll hit documentary. And now that I'm here, I'll just go through and I'll right click and open a new tab with any thumbnail that kind of looks like it might be interesting or kind of go along the same lines of what I'm looking to find in my film. So once I've gone through and I open up a bunch of tabs, I then go through all those tabs that I open and I just scrub through all the videos, seeing if anything is interesting or a good fit. This looks cool. This is a nice video. So I really like how fun this piece is, and like maybe I can, there's a group of girls that marry coaches, and maybe I can do a montage of some of the girls just having fun on camera because they tend to be more shy and women are expected to be a little more reserved within their culture in Kenya. So maybe I can get them to open up a little bit. And if you're finding stuff that you like, make sure you're storing it in one place. I'll take all my reference videos and I'll keep it on the same Milnote board or something. So maybe I'm going through here and I'm like, maybe I want something that's a little closer to the genre of video that I'm gonna be shooting. So this is a running documentary. So I thought to myself, like, who makes running branded content short documentaries? That's gonna be major brands like Nike Running, On Running, Adidas Running. I'll go to Nike's YouTube channel and I'll scroll down and I'll just look at what videos have they done recently about running. I know On Running has done a lot of really good stuff recently. On's a little more catered to running specifically, or Nike's a little more every sport. Yeah, like this is sick. She's not a sprinter, like we're not gonna be coming out blocks, but I don't know, this is just a cool video. So again, make sure you're keeping track of all this good stuff that you're finding, because even if it doesn't fit for this running documentary that you're shooting, if you're shooting one, chances are you're gonna end up shooting another running documentary sometime in the future. So you're even starting less from zero if you have all this inspiration built up from a previous project. So here's the last of the nuggets that I'll leave you with of how I go about finding inspiration to start my projects. And it starts closer to you than you think. And that's just going and looking back at some of my old work. I've done a lot of different projects at this point in my life. I've done a lot of sports, a lot of running, a lot of documentaries. So I can go back within my own work and just see what I've been able to achieve, what I liked about previous projects, what I don't like, what might work for this project. And it helps relieve the nerves a little bit. Like I always get nervous going to every single project, and it's nice to know that I've been to this part of the world before. I've been to Uganda, which is a neighboring country of Kenya. I filmed a documentary there of my good friend Odeki Dan, who, for those of you who've been following on the channel, he's the man, and he's coming over to Kenya to help me out on this project. Haven't seen him in 4 years, so it'll be really special to see him. Yeah, I don't know. It's empowering to know that I've been here and I've done this. Not only is it creative inspiration, but sometimes I feel like it's motivation, inspiration to sit down and start. Because I look at all these incredible projects that I've done in the past, and sometimes I sit back and I'm like, oh, that was a better version of me. It almost feels like a different human being made these things, and a more confident person. And here I am starting a new one, feeling like maybe I can't do that again. But no, that's like, I am the same person that made all these really special projects. And I'm sure at the beginning of all these projects, I felt the exact same way as I'm feeling now at the beginning of this new one. And look, I was able to get it done. I was able to make all these special projects that not only are inspiring me and creating inspiration for me, but hopefully it's a body of work that inspires people out there in the world, maybe inspires you for your next project. And I don't know if I'm making sense at all, but for a second there, I felt like I was spitting a bit, but We'll see. Yeah, just know that when you're going to start a new project, you're not starting from zero. There's so much good inspiration already out there just waiting for you to find, to unlock that brilliant idea and ideas that are inside your head for your next project. If you're looking for better music for those new projects, sign up for MusicBed with the link in my description below. You get your free trial. Yeah, I guess the next time you see me, I'll be in Kenya. I love you.